my people, how are you today? Madengula kajibu wanu. Nenga mwasuze mutia Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm to him. This is Ivan Jr. George Dickens my haho. WAM Vitek and Lubura Chris Fitness. Nabali mukamori, mwebali kukera. I hope your Wednesday is okay. Little Lifestyle Wednesday tuogera kumurokeze milioni 5 and below. Oh! It's going to be a short broadcast because to open day ku Plato's Institute of Arts and Marketing. So it's going to be a kind of short broadcast. Netu jakuwa byonna to be covering by the time we are done. Messages also saying sorry Muyombia Mark Bashir Mukarazi Triple M Antonio Random Things Jones Info Africa Carota to Sime Eddie Wabuyi Nelson Oza Mosantu Hashim Travel Live Vlog Pade Patrick Rio Poultry Farm Bernard Zah Jay Sekaja Esther Stevens. My friend has just bought his Vista car, but a month later he got an accident. Hello, good morning, Arthur. How is today moving? Today has just started moving. Today I'm Ali. You have a nice sound system in the car, Arthur. Amina. Morad K Momo VIP, good morning. Nathan, good morning. Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm. Twasuze bulungi. Katurabe. He was knocked by a truck as he had gone to work in village. Okay, Kato Muhammad, good morning. So he's at the police station and the car was also taken there, but it was seriously damaged. Sorry for your friend. So but it's Bobby Wine Chibi, guys. It's really bad. Paul Sema VIP, good morning. David Jack to Musime. Kasubire mwasuze bulungi. The Timber guy claimed that he wasn't in wrong at the police. He said that he was the one who caused the accident. Well, WAMV technology with the thing with accidents, the thing with accidents is that you can be in right and end up in wrong. Yeah, I've given you a scenario, guys. For example, that someone can knock your car and you pay them. Like if you're moving, ngoyingire kubo. That's like, for example, if you're moving, ngoyingire kubo. Omuntu nakutomera from the front door in front. Omuntu bakutomera from the front door in front. Yes, obo do yingide kubo ngira yakutomedde, but from the front door in front gwa ino kumusasula obo yingide bubi. The only time a person pays you is if he knocks you from the rear door behind. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So it depends on what explanations both of them give. That's why when you have an accident, it's important that you don't panic, and it's also important that you don't move the car from the accident unless you're in fault. The only time you should move the car from the accident scene is if you're in fault. You're at fault, not in fault. If you're not at fault, emoroka jirekewa ofweno kwa noli akutomedde obatomedde ngimoroka tevaawo. Police sokeje ekube bifaananyi ekole report and all. We need dash cams in our cars. Kubanga, it's hard to argue out evidence. Exactly. Good morning, Ben Kako. So we live in a time, David Jack. I know that current affairs have to come up, David, but I find that we live in a generation in Uganda, particularly. We live in a generation where saying the truth, especially if it's bad, it makes someone look bad, brings you in, get you into trouble. You get? We live in a generation where you cannot say the truth. Not about your parents, not about your brothers, not about your sisters. Yeah? We live in a generation where saying the truth is the bad thing. You get? People even start, oh, you get out here, wait, simanya wait, mugezi, and stuff like that. And sometimes you get arrested, and some guys have literally died for saying the truth. So we live in a generation where keeping quiet about the truth might actually be a good thing. And you know, this generation has been so oppressed to the extent that people are now waiting for other people to die so that now they can say whatever you did. Because when people are still alive, they can threaten you. You get, they can even harm you, let alone threatening. Now we live in a generation will wait for you to die and celebrate your death because you deserved it, because you were a bad person. Because at the time when they could have said, you know what you do about you, or if they say anything bad you're doing, you'll arrest them, you can have them beaten. You guys know all this. You get it? Now, me telling you this is my way of telling you that I know the wrong things that are going on, but sometimes it's okay for us to wait for people to either die or for them to get out of the positions of authority, for us to mock them. You get? Because that's the only power we have at the moment. And these things I can say on my live broadcast without being scared, because now I'm not saying anything about anyone or any authority. You get? But the things that are happening, everybody sees. I will tell you, I see the bad things that are happening. And David, I may not talk about, sometimes bad things happen and I just don't talk about them on the broadcast because I've been warned sometimes. So I keep quiet about them, but I see them. You get? So sometimes I think this is where we have been put, that we just have to wait. We just have to wait. For you to see that someone was a good person in Uganda now, you wait to see when something bad happens to them. You see what happened to General Katumba Wamala? Nobody mocked him. Yeah, because what happened to him shouldn't have happened to him. You get? If that had happened to a bad person, you guys would have. But we see all the bad things that are happening, and I think a certain point, you get to a certain point and you see that, you know what, ebiseera ebimu ne bwenjogera nyinza obutakyusa, nyinza obutabako kyenkyusa okitegeera, kati it's best for you to keep alive for your kids, right? But I hope your Wednesday is good. You guys, mumanyi wetuli. This side bagezezaako kola amakubukubu agayingira agavaavaako ago gonna bagezaako gakola. Arthur, assist me with the phone contact of our member here who owns a driving school. Oh, Andrew, I don't know. SPK driving school waba woli bambi wandike number yesimu mu comments. He's got the SPK driving school is going to write the number there. Nathan Kati, if you have a single door car and they know the door, what happens? Obadogama and they knock the door. And they knock the door. A single door cover in an way. A motor kabajibara halfway. So 50% of the car behind is behind. So that way akusasura. 50% in front is in front. So the one who pays them, that's then. So they look at HB. I don't know if there is a lot of jam, but since someone here said yesterday there is no jam because there is no school fees. I mean there is no school. So let's cut to it. Good morning, my people. I hope you guys are doing well. So now the police needs Nguzi to let him go, but the best thing, he wasn't so much injured, though the car got destroyed and the airbags got out. Was he going really fast? Because of Manyina Echo Nacho Chirara WAMV. If you have been driving very fast and everybody, Omanyiba eyewitness na bobali yao. Kati, the thing about car accidents in Uganda is that police also takes into account the what the eyewitnesses are saying. Let me give you an example. Lorry guys don't move alone majority of the time. So majority of the time the lorry guys are moving with the turn boy or 3 other guys. Those are eyewitnesses. So the police is going to take the statement of the driver of the lorry and the other 3 eyewitnesses. You don't have witnesses. So there is no way you're going to overpower 3 statements that are all saying you are driving badly. You get it? So sometimes I find that it's easier for you to just let it go. At times, Arthur, I feel so bad about my country. Walai, no one is safe. Irasa Antonio, you know, to will be like you, Arthur. If I leave that failed country, UG, I won't come back if the worst happens. Nzemu Uganda and Charimu, but I've told you guys time and again, and I mean it. The day I leave, the day I give up, I would have given up. Surprisingly, he has 2 other people in his car, but all survived. Now, WAMV technology, those 2 people should give statements in his favor. The statements should be the same. Kati the lorry guys go chomanya abasajja ba lorry babera nyo mu accident boba manyi era batulane betesa tugambe kino okitegeera. Katumba Wamala was mocked because he had kicked opposition politicians during the fight in parliament. But let us leave those things and talk about cars. I always feel bad when a road is passable, when road is passable, and now because of how bad most roads are, we praise it. Yeah, but what is good? So there are so many roads that are bad. The roads are terrible, but zinozo nonji bazikoze. One time neza fe balizikola because kati awempise kibadenga portals badde humps. But this is much India barracks is on the left. Imagine someone intimidating our Arthur. It means in UG we have no freedom of speech. But Nange Pade, we have freedom of speech. What happens after the freedom of speech is a different story. But we have freedom. You can say whatever you want. But what happens after you say whatever you want is what we don't know. So anyway, 5 million car. The other day nabagamba omwami yajja tugende tunonye moroka ya milioni. So initially me I thought, normally when you guys tell me I have 4 million, okay, let's say you tell me I have 10 million, I imagine you have 11 or 12 million because that's the thing that I told you. I used to tell you tongamba sendezo inazenyini, so that we plan with an offset. So the gentleman called me the very first time he called me, said, Mr. Arthur njagagula moroka ya million. So I told him moroka ya million tesoboka, but we could get at 5. Nangamba naye kati nyinawo million nya. Nemugana itu inzofune moroka nga ya million nga 5. So when he finally came, I thought he had an offset of like 5, let's say 4 to 5, but he actually had only 4 million shillings. Now yet let us accept that the Ractis has good sound system. Yes, Andrew. Never nagi. Imagine I'm one in Musema Saddam Studney. But Arthur, don't you always get time to think at one time we will all have to speak up in broad daylight, no matter insecurities, because the country is becoming worse. Stanley, I find that the issue with us speaking up, Arthur might be willing to speak up, but there are so many people Arthur's age that have decided that everything is okay. You get it? There are so many people my age that have decided that everything is okay. And by the way, cement mixer that killed the lawyer at Nkumba Lights is still being held at Entebbe police up to now. Yeah, that thing killed someone. Good morning, SPK Driving School. SPK Driving School, please share your phone number. Please share your phone number. Someone wants to call to talk to you. Guys, I want you to understand the thing about accidents. The sooner you get out of it, the better. Things are not straight. We would want for things to be straight, and that's the one thing that I wish my country had. I talked to someone that imported a car some time ago, and this person was telling me if everything was straight with URA, he would have spent less money. But you know, he says that after paying the taxes, still Other people have to eat from you. They have to take money from you to help you clear the car. Yet you have clearly paid all the taxes. Nagama million inga tano za fida wa. So things are not straight, and I'm imagining that every time you see when there is no clear line of communication, someone is making it that way so that they eat money. The dust in Uganda makes everything look bad. I know, JK. I know. It's a Uganda where border doesn't respect traffic lights. Your car can rot at the police station if you allow. Hey, good morning, Elijah Muiru Yatua. Council Patrick Asiku, good morning. Arthur, what emergency safety measures should I take if I realize that my automatic car has lost brakes? Okay, now this is what I do, what I've done in instances where I lost braking power. The first thing you do is you put your car in a stronger gear. For CVTs, you put it in B, not S, because S will just make it faster. You put it in B. If you're driving on normal automatics, you put it in 2 and then L. And then engage the handbrake. If it has a handbrake is easier. The handbrake, not the foot brake. The handbrake is easier to engage. The foot brake takes time for someone to think about it during accident times. But even the foot brake, I've just tried it now because I've not lost braking power in a car that has a foot brake. But you first of all put the car in a strong gear, which cuts its speed. It acts like an engine brake, and then you start engaging your handbrake or foot brake whenever you can, slowly, not at once. Then, now if I lost braking power in a place like this, this is what I would do. See, I would let the car go all the way in that road. I would let the car go all the way in that road. So normally the reason why sometimes I give space between me and the car in front of me is because you never know when your brakes will stop working. So normally what I do is the space ndekao spacing impart the liberty to go on the side. You see, I can actually go on the side. So normally that's why katate bobera ku highway, I think it's even easier because then you just go on the side mu ababoda je batera okuyita emoka ne yiringitanga bwitadde mu giye y'amaanyi bosika handbrake mpola. I've done that multiple times and for me it has helped me. Ntinze moroka etasiba siti ya kujivuga bwembanga nyina jendaga like there is no way for me to stop. Okitegeera. So anyway, SPK, good morning. Director, next week I'm coming, but a promo code for the love of cars. Why is that shell blinking? Asire, it's the camera. The camera is not set to perceive those lights, so it blinks because of the camera. I usually try to share it, but I failed, Arthur. And SPK, do this. You write the number 0_7_7_ like that until you finish the numbers. Chimba Samson yongambi nyina akatengo. Anti kakati Samson, what happens is when you live in a society where the cowards are bigger cowards and they are praised for being cowards, that's what happens. The strong people bali nyamucha wakati. The strong people bali nyako mucha wakati. Me, I can only say one word. Let's not wait until the lion eats your neighbor while you're watching, not knowing it's coming to you next. Banange tuzuke. Ebisigade Arthur Sabule Mbozi affair 5 million car. Arthur, thank you for lecturing me in this thing. Can you imagine I bought a Paso UBG at 9 million and it's in perfect condition? Aha! Kati okukwe kugula. Oye muntu abaguza obulungi. Mfubala abantu abagenda agule moroka UFV milioni 15 olwokuba mbu chichi kati gwe Paso yote tambula. Okiraba. So anyway, guys, Stanley, let me just say something about that last comment that you have said. We are not waiting until the lion eats our neighbor. We know the lion is going to eat our neighbor. But you know what is happening, Stanley, is that our neighbor, my neighbor, is saying everything is okay. I'm saying everything is not okay, and my neighbor is saying everything is okay. And then my neighbor is saying, why are you talking? wait achigwa yogere nnyo. You get? So my neighbor, when the lion eats my neighbor, at least I'm alert. The important thing for you guys to do right now is to be alert and understand that things are not good. Things are not good, and we should just brace ourselves. You know, when you're in an airplane, and the pilot has control, the pilot, before the plane sets off, they put a prompt that they are going to give you safety measures. Then the audio starts running, and then the hostesses in the small plane stand in the front. And if you have a video on the screen in front of you, the screen says, it starts showing you what you would do in case of emergency. They don't tell you that in case the plane is going down, go and beat the pilot. They tell you that in case we lose cabin pressure, oxygen masks will come. The first thing you do when the oxygen masks come down, put an oxygen mask on your face before you put an oxygen mask on your child. Nenga tori mwana wo. Neba gambo mwana wo mono musako oxygen mask gwate nofa. Soka weta so lyokoto so mwana. So sometimes when I don't talk about the bad things that are happening, mambi dabye, but akasera ako chemba nko nambali soka kwete kako oxygen mask. Then when namala, take oxygen mask kugwanga lyange. Okitegeera. Because ate fenda bwe tunayogera netala banseddako kati ate bani abanaji rebuilding. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes guys we have to tulinyako mukyawa kati bwe tubiraba neti tunya kya bikolera. People in Uganda have different impunity, and some have totally nothing to lose, and most heroes are dead. Everyone has to do all to improve your life and family. Thank you, Travel Live Vlog. So guys, the bad things in Bidaba and in the beginning nalinga yogera ko olumuno yogera ko wano olumuno yogera ko wali oboli awo nga ka message kazi oboli ate bu message bujja casually tebujambu nja kukuba ekikonde buba casual, buba very casual. So I appreciate that they actually come casually. You are right, Arthur. Most of us we speak out of Uganda. Exactly. Anyway guys, tugende mu morokeze million yetano. Password 9 million. That is picking up a chapa in your names. Chigozi kati oyasubude abasubuzi bazisubulezo. I know someone that has a password 8 million in Mubende eri ku UB what? Oba UBH. It's at 8 million. Rakuberi Mubende, that's the problem. Ira bwagirete Kampala n'abasubuzi bagigula million 8 kati bonde bagitunda 13 14. I remember there is someone I did inspection for. He was going to buy a parcel at over 13 million, and I told him no nitugula mu new model because gojigula 13 ogenda gitunda 8 So anyway guys, let's go back to our topic. The gentleman came for us to look for a car of 4 million. Now if I were not as experienced as I am now, twalibade tufune moroka kuolu. Na ye moroka, before you look for cars and you have your 3 million, and like I've said, 3 million, 4 million is a lot of money. Before you start looking for a car, for the guys that don't know, police. The cars that used to cost 4 million, the cars that used to cost 4 million in 2012, because that's around the time that I used to buy cars at 4 million. Okay, but I think I also bought one in 2016. The cars that used to cost 4 million then, right now will be costing you 6 million, 7 million. Now, the other thing that that disturbed us with the 4 million. Now, if you have less than 10 million, this is the one thing I'm going to tell you. Okujango novuga ka paso ngako. Bubata ovuge paso. If you have less than 10 million, the criteria for you getting a car should not involve you saying sagara motoke enywa, jagara motoke etanywa. Ontegeera. You should not have that as a criteria. Atebo keno 6 million, 5 million, 4 million. Try to not have a criteria at all. Just say I want a moving car. You get? So when this gentleman came for us to look for a car of 4 million, because later I understood that our final budget was actually 4 million. So when he came with a budget of 4 million, let me see. Katsoke tugende wantu abo bana abayo jam. Edda awawe wali birolaawo awali ekipande kya roofing zaawo. Walingawo omwami yali, I think he was a brother to my dad, and he used to drive a pickup truck. Now, normally when I tell you guys those things of pickups, lorries, it's because I've seen some people that, and Bambi, he died a very poor man, very poor. And I think he had hepatitis, because remember, hepatitis is almost like HIV, but then hepatitis is that disease that makes your stomach swell. I don't know if you guys knew. Some guys that we saw and we thought they had HIV, if they had a stomach that swelled, that was hepatitis B. And guys, let me just tell you this: hepatitis B is you can get immunized against it. They give you 3 doses of the vaccine. They give you 3 doses, and each dose for me, I think I paid over 50. The first one, then the other 2 I paid 30. And hepatitis is worse than HIV. Until you can get hepatitis B. I'm even surprised most Ugandans don't have hepatitis B. People sit on borders, 2 people, 3 people, during the hot sun, in taxis. So today so the first car we looked at was a Chikumi. Now the other Chikumi we saw was white. It wasn't that bad. It was of course dirty. It didn't have a battery, and the person was saying they want 4 million. It was a UAF. Now that one netujugoba fena. Now, if it had been like 2.5 million shillings, we would buy it, because edemoroka yabade yetaga okufuwa nga yetaga okola okulongosa interior. They say the engine and gearbox were okay, which I hardly suspect is true, because those cars, the engines and gearboxes rarely die. So, but we did not buy it. 4 million was too much for a car that doesn't have a battery, that requires probably washing, and it was in the old logbook. Now, most of the cars that have below 5 million will be in the old logbook. Yeah, they will be in the old logbook. So then we went and saw a Chibina that we were inclined to buy. The body was perfect. There are people that know how to look after their cars. They had resprayed, and I think they were continuously doing T-cut on that car. And it looked very, very nice on the outside. The engine sounded very perfect. But when you look on the interior, Chibina, I've driven like 5 Chibinas personally. The Chibinas have one weakness. Their interior can degrade over time. The door panels reach a point where you can't save them. You just have to buy new ones. But then you have to ask yourself, where will I buy the new door panels for Chibina? And that's why most of them have bad door panels. So this car, the engine was perfect, the body was perfect, the interior was trashed. Not so trashed, you could drive it. It was in the new logbook. It had good tires. So basically it was a buy and drive. But it wasn't 4 million. It was 5.5 million shillings. Then we went and saw another Chibina. Another Chibina, which was, I think, the last Chibina I've talked about was a UAH. Then we went and saw another Chibina, which was a UAF. Chibina is UAF. It had the very good engine. The best engine for a Chibina, which is a 1500cc engine. The same engine in a Chikumi. The same engine in Chikumi Kumi, which would be perfect because fuel consumption is very good for that engine. And it had its own weaknesses. It didn't look as good as the previous Chibina. It was green. The other one was pearl white, and pearl white is definitely liked more than green. I'm a green. But then it had one weakness. It was in the old logbook, and the owner wanted 4.5, so which means it could have gone down. But being that it was in the old logbook, the old logbook will probably cost you about 500 to 600,000 shillings if you want to transfer it to your names. So we drove off. Now, as we were driving off, the broker calls us back and he says, Muje, omusajja w'emmoloka agambye muje muteese. So I told the person I was with to go and check it out and bargain so that we buy it at like 3.5 or 3 million. And this person went back, and then the chassis of the car did not check out with the chassis in the logbook. Now that's why we didn't buy that car. But the fact that omuntu yadala mu million yakitunga tuyise tutese, he would have sold us that chibina at 3.5. Netumanya tujiguze 3.5 ata ntugassa mu kukola logbook. Bidye bidala byabadde bitambula, bidala byabadde biyita logbook yoka. But the thing that stopped us from buying that chibina was that the chassis did not check out. Now, cars of 5 million and below, I can tell you this for a fact, you have to be very careful as you buy. Because you can imagine that one had a very good engine, a recommendable engine. It had the interior was also trashed like the other Chibina. The body did not look so good, but it was okay. But then the chassis and the chassis in the logbook did not check out. Atenge yemono kaboba ajikola transfer. One of the things that you'll need to do is to take it for inspection at Ministry of Works. Now, if you take that car for inspection at Ministry of Works and the chassis in the car chassis and the chassis in the logbook don't check out, you know what will happen? They will keep the car. You see over what banzibe, and we don't want to go that route. Then we went and saw a Corsa. Now, guys, if you can avoid buying a Corsa, avoid it. Corsa and Raum old model, they share the engine. Now that engine is troublesome. Oil. Now the moment it starts drinking the oil, consuming the oil, that's the trouble. You either buy a new engine or you give up the car. So now that one, the owner was actually very, very positive. A motoke no nebo gaba tugende mbale kati tugenda nenganze njulire epipira. Nganze njulire ekola ki? Nganjulira Antonio mvuga one way. Chikurume. Mvuze one way olwaleero. So anyway, the owner nga wana Corsa. Musale. So iyo Corsa nganjulire epipira. So I called someone that owned the Corsa before and I asked him, okay, Corsa yo chichi. Ngamba Corsa omuntu abasoro ja avoiding aja avoiding. Motoka yo kaseta niko kunya oil bichi. All the things that I suspected happened. Because those are the very things that happen with the Raum old model. Those are the very things that happen with the Raum old model. You get katako kaingi ni kabi Corsa. If you guys can avoid buying a Corsa, so if you guys can avoid buying a Corsa, avoid it. Raum old model, avoid it. Now, guys, a model is $1 million. Now, the thing with cars, those old cheap cars, this is what happens. Nobody wants to be there without a car. Now, majority of the times, the people that have cars of 5 million and below, these are people that don't have a lot of money. They have one car. But if they let go of that car, they either want to invest their money in a business which will get them their car back, or they want to buy another car. Now the thing with those people, they normally don't have top-up money to buy better cars. So they'll sell it to you very expensively. For them at that moment, they are thinking they can probably get a cheaper car. They sell it to you at 5 million, they go buy one at 3 million, which will never be the case either way. Jonathan Ocheng, good morning. After the new trim used Chigwa Mumeka. Abiringa mukaga. Nze ndowooza olumu sikwogera bubi naye tukakanye embeera walayi 4 million lwaki tosigala ku bajaj, because maintenance will still become a heck to you. We thought about that. okulinya boda angula paso at least bangambe yafiddemu accident naye accident ya boda bagiyita kabenje bw'omwana bamunyize mbu yalusuddemu akaaba so I rather drive a paso kigoze moroka ebeera moroka ne boda ebeera boda omuntu bw'asalawo okugula. Guys, if those cars at 4 million were available, the thing that happens right now with those cars is this: anybody that has a Starlet has one car, doesn't have money to top up, so they don't want to let it go. I can tell you to atambula mukataiti twala bako Starlet newamu kebere envundu. So for the guys that want to buy Starlets, rest assured you're going to buy those Starlets at 6 million, 7 million. So titwala bako Starlet name chikumi twala ba chikumi emu yaliegwa mwezo sente yo chikumi yali envundu vundu. The rest of the chikumis, everyone was telling us 7 million, 7 million, 6 million, 7 million, 6 million. You get it? Now there is a chikumi that I was told about, which is in Munyonyo, but still the owner I think is asking for 6 million. But they are saying it's in a chikomera cha Mugaga, so even the AC works. That's what they say. So I told the person that he lives there to go check it out, and then they tell me what they think. Maybe we can go and bargain and buy that one. But still to get a jugula million in here. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. That right now, in the past, it used to be okay. It used to be very easy for you to get a car at like I'll tell you for a fact, Moroke Ochibina, a million and echitundu yabadde enyirira. Edda yabanga ya 3 kitundu nya. But right now, oli ayagala million 5 n'ekitundu ng'ate yeematira bw'avuga n'ava nawo. You get? So we did not see a Starlet anywhere. We did not see a G-Touring anywhere. We did not even see a Caldina. Guys, people have Caldinas and they are selling them at 6 million. Someone had a manual Caldina and he was selling it at 7 million. Now, one thing I want you guys to note. At 4 million, unless this gentleman, we did not get a car, by the way. I told this gentleman, go back with your money, keep it. If I call you at 8 p.m. and I tell you what warese moroka wana atawa, you send me money so that we put money on this car. Because if we get a car at 4 million ngetambula nga nungi tetulina kulwawo kasita paperwork checks out ngeri mu logbook mpya. Because I realize that most of the people that are selling their cars at 4 million, 4.5, those cars are in all logbooks. Because just validating that logbook, putting it in the new logbook system will cost someone about 500k. So if they bought a car at 4 million, by adding the 500k for validation, the car is already at 4.5. Now if they do some fixing on that car, it will go to 5 million. So when that person says give me 5.5, it's totally fair. So which other car would we suspect to be in that price? Because ne Caldina. There is a time eddako biringa 16 twagulako Caldina million 2 n'ekitundu ng'ate namu ng'etambula. You get? So which is why I'm surprised right now that these cars are being priced this expensively. You get? But of course it's not like they are expensive. Our money has also lost value. Nti sente zaffe zo zennyini nnyini ziruzinga value. Jedda abana abasomeranga amasomero ag'ebbeeyi primary basasulanga emitwalo 15 225 agamasomero gabanga gabbeeyi. Okitegeera right now esomero ly'emitwalo 6 oba okyasomera omwana waaba akyasomera mu layisi. You get? So but Stanley, just to make it clear, emoroka eba moroka. I'm telling you right now, emoroka ye million 4 ng'oyagala emmoroka eri ku standard, because nze bwemba noonya emmoroka noonya standard. Mba njagala nfune emmoroka nga at least otambulirawo. Okitegeera ng'otambulirawo nti oyinza okutuuka n'ovuga wiiki emu ne weesanga nga brakes ziweddeko naye ng'otambuliddewo. Okitegeera Emotoka etatambulirawo kino, you guys not take note of this. If you're ever going to buy a car that is not moving, don't buy it more than 2.5 million shillings. Ntisimanya newe bagamba bugambe nti battery yenfu. Don't buy that car more than 2.5 million shillings. You get it? Don't buy it more than 2.5 million shillings. Don't buy it more than 2.5 million shillings. Because that will be wasting money. A motoka etatambula ekisooka, the entire suspension will be fried. Some electronics will be fried definitely. Okitegeera. Twalaba motoka kyawe ndala ipsamu nga bazigamba million 5. And then I find that one of the reasons why we did not see a lot of cars was because the gentleman wanted a car that doesn't consume a lot of fuel. The gentleman wanted a car that does not consume a lot of fuel. Now, bw'obeera ng'olina sente entono ate nga toyagala motoka enywa mafuta, awo kiba kikulidde, because we even got a progress in very good condition nga yassatu kitundu. Naye nga we cannot look at it because omukulu ayagala motoka etakola ki, etanywa. There was a Mark II Musota at 6 million. Naye ng'era ne bwe mba nalegi concerns because yabadde nnungi. The Mark II Musota was very good. But then ng'omukulu tayagala motoka enywa nnyo. So then we could not have consider looking at the Mark II Musota. Because for me to buy nzo okugula kibina million 5 n'ekitundu, ngula Mark II Musota million 5 n'emitwalo nga 8 oba million 6. Because the Mark II Musota teina kyegenda kufa. Ekizibu kiri kimu tesikira mabega. So for the guys that want to buy cars that are very on the low end of the price, on the low end of charges, nti ogenda jigula sente ntono nnyo, ekisooka eby'emmotoka tenywa biveeko. Okitegeera? Because truth be told, a car of 30 million and a car of 5 million, they will both have the same parts to break down and replace, since you are all driving on the same roads. Kigoze emmotoka ebeera mmotoka ne boda ebeera boda. Omuntu bw'asalawo okugula emmotoka aba ayagala mmotoka. Say it's just my opinion, walai nze I would rather wait and save more. Naye mwana gwe Arthur omenya amateeka these days. Wasalawo one way munange njimenya naye abasirikale baba ngambye. Lucky Mose Chibina consumes a lot of fuel. It's like Ipsam. I one time closed the Entebbe road with jerrycan to petrol station to refuel. After refueling, over traffic nibanyangaraza up to Luwa police station. Lucky Mose Chibina yali infu. As a person that has driven like 5 Chibinas, I can tell you atenga amvuga rukumuru nana. Okujjako nga wagula Chibina erimu 3S. Boba wagula Chibina ya rukumuru nana. Eri okay. I've driven them. My friend had bought a Corsa, but it could smoke like a diesel car. It needed a half engine. Elijah, Corsa mujireke. Corsa Raum old model, leave those cars. Between Raum new model and Alex, which one would you rather buy? I would rather buy Raum because I know the Raum will be priced fairly. No questions, guys. Arthur, what do you think about the dash cams to accident prevention? Dash cams don't prevent accidents. Dash cams help you. Dash cams will only help you to tell the police what went wrong. You get, Arthur, can one get a Subaru 15 to 20 million? There is, yes, you can. You can get a Forester, you can get an Impreza, you can get a Legacy, you can get Outback, you can B4, you can get a lot of cars, a lot of Subarus with your budget. Arthur, you are true with your statement. Someone with such a car in that price, Kabeera Kasuwa, tebatunda kuba it's all they have. Arthur, my uncle has a Caldina at 9 million. Nga mwaka ki 2012 travel live Caldina $1 million mwenda gwe okujja konge imu VVTI. Omeja Moses, good morning. Football Tribe, good morning. Corolla Chikumi, Caldina, Truno Single Do, FX, Ipsam, Starlet, kakati kankule Stanley. The only cars we saw that were close to that budget were Chibinas. At even them, the one in our budget did not have a new logbook and it had chassis issues. Hi Arthur, can I get Chikumi in very good condition with 8 million? Ateka tibisobora 8 million toina gula mu Chikumi. Ndabanga gwaba agizemu. Bobo ina million 8. Bobo ina million 8 Chikumi nedda. The thing with those old cars is that they don't lose any more value. Those old cars, I think I've said it a number of times, those old cars can no longer lose value. So if you bought a car at 5 million, it will keep at 5 million, probably even sell it at 6 million. If this gentleman had like 5 million, what rights or phone and motoka? Neyo chibina yenyini kuba chibina yali nungi third party kweli yali avuga buvuzi nga agenda ekizibu ekyali wonti yali ayina million nyanga ate bayite bakwata ko bagala sente zaabwe okitegeera yo yali nungi ge mazima yo yali nungi interior was trashed okitegeera the interior was trashed but at 5 million it was a very good buy. Emotoka katino temulabo muntu asobola okubeera emotoka ya rais nga gwa atunda emoroka ya rais nga gwa atunda naye oba gwogula emoroka za bei. That's why for you guys that are planning to sell your cars, you need to be very careful before you sell a car. First move around the market nga tuli mu motoka yo ng'ononye emoroka eringa eyo osokola bei yayo then okomanya oba otunda oba totunda okitegeera. Of course cars are easier to sell, they are not like houses or land, but guys, esaawe n'abantu for the love of cars na recommendings ekitono nyongo nonye moroka bera ne million 7 ekitono bera ne million zo 7 jo kuba ne emirembe ojagule moroka we yagale apart from being overpriced. I think Allen Ranex are better than any. They are not, Kim Job, they are not. You just like the car. They are not. I've driven both cars. They are not. Me, I'll drive because a car is a car, guys. The Alex, the Ranex, and the Raum, they have the same engines. Zona Zirimu 1NZ. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So what makes the Alex and Ranex better than the Raum? It's only that those cars are compact. The Raum is not compact. The Alex and Ranex are compact cars. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And the fact that these cars are compact, they give you the illusion of comfort, more comfort than the Raum. I don't like the Raum. But I can tell you the sigenda kola rose ku motoka simply because motoka. Atenga ne Raum eyo jiraba na yote ina value jesala. The 4-5 million cars don't lose value because they are already at their salvage value. Jeke ne dalikera agawo kuleta amazima agalu magatyo. Tegari jeke salvage value ya moroko ojimanyi. The salvage value of cars is 2 million. Nti 2 million nebo jitwala ku scrap yard bajigule million 2 ne ekitundu kubaba bajipima ati zezivaamu. The salvage value of cars in Uganda is 2 million jeke. That's why I tell you obogule moroka ipaki nzao ngerude ojigula million tojisuka 2 kitundu obo ojigulengo omanyi nti bwegana ngenda jitwala bajipime. Era when I find people nga batunde moroka zawe million emwe kitundu oba tomanyi kyotunda kuba moroka kebere mbyetya emoroka kebere mbyetya bojipima mu scrap evame million ekitone nnyo 2. Arthur, good morning. I came to see you. The issue of buying and fixing GPS. Unfortunately, I came on a bad day when you were busy. When did you come, Eric? When did you come? Nenzo motoka, I fail to love them. Alex Ranex pass your old models. Dwachi te yafune motoka nasa suraka balance. I feel the owners could give it on credit. Bagana. Kale ebisere ebisinga omuntu wabatunda katugeze 5.5. Bomwando za 4.5 ayinzo zikwata. The one thing that I've realized about these car sellers, nadala be moroka enkadde. Bonna batundira mulosi. Ontegera Chris Fitness, bonna batundira mulosi. Nti ekibina gye batunda million 5 n'ekitundu. Oyo mwana muleza agitaddemu ekitone nnyo million 6. Kati wali ayagala egende. The thing with the cars, especially because abavubuka abagina bali bavubuka bato. Now this is what I imagine happened. Bagule moroka nga baguze bamanyi basuubudde at like 4.5 ndowooza 4 million. Ne baagala bagikole kuba bali bagikoze bagifuuye bagitateke mpira sport rim. Kati bwe bagule moroka eyo ne bagikola nga bamanyi banaatuna million nga 7. Bwe bagikola abo 7 ne babula abo 6 ne babula because omuntu alina million 7 asobola okuloonya ku options endala oba ne bamubanja n'omubanja kane basalawo katugitune million 5 n'ekitundu kiveemu okitegeera kati baba atunda 5 kitundu atundira mulosi kitegeeza ajja kwagala kisa kubanja emitwalo 5 ate the trouble with credit nti omuntu aba atunda $1,500,000 n'ekitundu cash bw'ono oyagala amabanja ajja kuguza mukaaga oba mukaaga kitundu. That's the trouble. Okitegeera. Then the other thing, when I looked at my person yali agula emmotoka ng'alaga sente ze baba yasoledde ebbanga kakitegeeza omuyingiza ebbanja ery'emitwalo 5 okitegeera oba ebbanja eryakakadde kiyinza okumulya emmotoka ne baginona oba ne batandika okuyita omubi oyo atatuleetera abantu abatasasula biki. Already I have like 3 people that have refused to pay money for people and those guys are calling me. We atatuleetera n'abantu baganye otusasula biki okitegeera, but of course now it's out of my hands okitegeera. So Chris Fitness ayagala afune emmotoka ya bbanja because yalaganga sente zazisondedde ebbanga. Kati ngandabira ddala bwe tunayingira ebbanja kiyinza okutulya okitegeera. Foreman, good morning. Good morning Tambala Godfrey. So I told him to go back because I am sure we will get a car for 4 million. But the way we're going to get a car for 4 million is I've told brokers we are just waiting. Tulinza with them. Because even that person that was selling the Chibina 5.5 asobola okufuna ekizibu encha nga yeetaaga millioni emu, because a person that drives a car of 5.5, and I'm telling you from experience, it's very hard for you to have in your network people that can just give you 1 million mangu. The more you advance your life, the more you can get people to call mpa yakakadde n'akakuwa nga tabuuzizza bibuuzo. But omuntu avugire emmotoka $1,500,000 ekitundu kitegeeza abantu abayina abamu networth yabwe ya million 10, 8. Kati abantu tebakuwa million mpaye tebakuwa kakadde urgently okitegeera. So kitegeeza omusajja oyo yatunda kibina $1,500,000 n'ekitundu ye mwennyini asobola okufuna ekizibu amangu ago okitegeera, n'akuba essimu n'ababuuza ennya weezirize mwali mumpe ennya. At that moment, what have I told this gentleman? Go back with your money. We get someone when kubye simu naweza basawa 2 za kiro. Linya boda jangono ne mmotoka yo. Okitegeera. Because kati emmotoka $1,000,000 enya yako ina kuba tuvunza muntu tetuvunza mmotoka. Katulina kulinda muntu nga bimukutte tumga tukuwa nyaka shireta kadi. Nti ate kamba banje atotu banje biki. Kati akaseera ako ababeegayirira mu mugule. Kati emmotoka $1,000,000 enya tujazigulanga tutyo. But that's something that happens bwe nkube simu n'otagikwata nenjikuba emirundi 2 nga tokwata emmotoka ebeegenzi ontegeera. So that's what we agreed, because ne ipsam zali mu $5,000,000 $6,000,000 okitegeera. And the one thing you guys need to understand about people that have very cheap cars, engeri okaja asobola okuwola emmotoka nga obwavu bumuluma nga bumutwala nga talina kyakkola, kale empaaka ezo. Era kyovola most of the guys that sell those cheap cars ojja kwesanga nga tabanja na kubanja abo omukubirayo ng'omukubirayo. That's what happens. So guys, emmotoka $1,500,000 ku kawansi muzireke for now. Tandika beera ne million zonga 7 awo tandika okunoonya. Bino betwagambanga mu ipsam $1,700,000 ina kuba mpya n'embi oyinza oginoonya n'egaana naye nga ipsam yejja kulabika definitely. The reason why some people are resorting to buying Mazdas, Volkswagens, it's because those cars, because they are not reliable, omuntu agifunamu ekizibu kimu ne bakibumba ne bakigiranga eyaka nagaba mpe nnya. So that's why people now are going to go buy Volkswagens, Golf 4s, Golf 3s, the Mazdas, Mazda Demios, the Mazda Antenza. People are going to be buying those cars because those cars are very, very cheap to buy. Mbajjukiza bannange nkola pre-purchase inspection. I'm one of the honest people that will do pre-purchase inspection and even tell you to go back with your money. My goal is to not make sure you get a car. My goal is to make sure you get a good car. I charge a fee of 450,000 shillings. Very small money. It covers a full day. Me and the mechanic and my and the fuel that moves us around the Kampala CBD. And you guys will be surprised. 12 paka kumpi kasanga tinga tunonya motoka. And then I realized that kati wetuli buttons okutwetegekera, because yokosa bagendo gitulishanga baragira ddala balese kutundanga mmoroko oli jagamba mbone wogenda mbale nga ne bwembanjiri nyanti nze njiwulira okitegeere ine ekibulamu. So for the guys that are wanting to buy budget cars, bw'ogenda gula emmotoka ya budget million 6-7 ofuna ne Mark to musota ng'ate nnungi. So bw'omuntu agenda ogula emmotoka enkadde sente eza wansi mutandika okutunira emmotoka ezinywa ennyo. Mark to musota, Nadia, Ipsam, emmotoka kyawe endala. Emmotoka z'abantu ezisinga wano mpyapyamu. But look at the cars that consume fuel. Eh? Emmotoka ezayingire entono zireke. Caldina. Then boyingira million 10, you can even get a Mark X. But the Mark X you'll get at 10 million will be one of those Mark X's that are really old, eh? Like UAY, UAZ, which take it. Mark X webanka denyo izabejifuna ku million 9. Nengo ojajifuna million 9 S ajja kubata kola kitegeza enda kuli ayimitwalo nga 5 baka kadaka S. Million 10 n'emwawo erofuna UAZ, UBA, UAZ, UAY, million 10 12. Awo ezimotoka zofuna nemanya egenda batekola AC ejja kuba mu suspension erimu obukola akolamu and stuff like that ngere motoka enkadde bwogimanyi but nzo okufanga sevuze motoka mvuga Mark X y'omunana ekyo nakibagamba. But then the one thing that I realized also most of the people that are buying the people that are buying those cheap cars ate baba tebalina nnyo walaje balaga abavugira mu kitundu. So kati oba ekikwewaza okugula emmotoka enywa nnyo amafuta mbasi kiraba. Good morning Toddy Ronald. Kale kamba sibule bannange nabagambe no broadcast egenda beera short naye ng'enyumye. Twasose ne munyingiza biri eri ebintu ebikubya abantu emiggo. Muyombya Mark, Bashir Mukarazi, Triple M, Antonio Random Things. Tracking devices wezire emitwalo 3 etali y'amaloboozi 45 y'amaloboozi. Alarm 210. Include all the prices include installation. John's info nyina already ejo nyina already yesigadde already ejira ku camera and installation ku mitwalo 5 Africa Carota Tusime Eddie Wabuye Nelson Ozamo Santu Hashim Travel Life Vlog Patrick Rio Poultry Farm Pade Bernard Za J Sekaja Esther Steven WAM Vitek Joseph Bali Kudembe Chimba Samson Morad K Momo VIP Nathan Mugalasi Joshua Mixed Farm George Dickens Mihaho Lubura Chris Fitness Kato Muhammad Paul Sema VIP Banange abaga number SPK driving school. You can inbox me Simanyo baji wandi seo, but you can inbox me and I'll give you that number. Michael Chris Muwonge, Ntale Samuel, Andrew 256B, Nsereko Starch, Farouk Official, Muse Masadam, Chigozi Stanley, SPK Driving School, JK of course, Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr., Council Patrick Asiku, Asire, Chiyimba Samson, Antonio Random Things VIP, Murunji Jiri, Lucky Mose, Jonathan Ochieng, Saith Kagaba. Bane mwe bali kubera ku broadcast. I don't take it for granted. Mno za siba mazi yaba Nolin Dagire, Football Tribe, Omeja Moses, Musime Kim Job, Godfrey Tambara, Shafiq Nkonge, Toddy Ronald, Akampurira Emmy. Can I get a moderate password around 10 million? I will soon be booking you for inspection. Password jajifuna, but don't be picky about number plates. Be picky about the condition. Hasmat, Lubega Francis, Chairman Zach. True, 5 million cars rarely lose value, but the owner always sell in a loss because the time you sell already Chimba Samson, what's the one thing? The thing with brand new cars in Uganda, because at times I don't see lots of people interested in such cars, and it's not about poverty because some people have money. Chimba Samson, brand new cars might prove to be not worth it. I'll give you an example. A Starlet is 70 million, 0 mileage. A Starlet is 70 million, 0 mileage. At 50 million, I can get a Prius hybrid, ngedi class ya waguru, low mileage. At 61 million, 60 to 70 million I can get a Kaundo ngirimu engine ya Rumion. It gives me almost the same mileage as the Starlet at 0 mileage. And yet it gives me prestige. Ndabika ngo omugagga. Ka Starlet kalite lya kulaba. Ukitegeera. So people choose to buy what will give them more prestige, more swag at the same price as something that won't give them the same. Ukitegeera. Guys, I view Dubai. Edwin Mugerwa, guys, munzikize mbasibule mbozi tujongere kencha. Omukama abawo mukisa tomorrow 7:15 AM. I'll be here, guys. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.